Hello, I am Matthias23, and I'm going to be doing a fanfiction reading right now. I'm going to be reading My Little Angel, My Neighbor's Changeling, by G.G.E. Nofa. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but that's what I'm reading it as. Anyway, I'll put the link in the description so that you can go and read it for yourself after this. Now first, I want to thank OtisCat123 for helping me with this. She will be doing the voice of Fluttershy. I'll be the narrator. So, let's start the story. In a quaint cottage in the corner of Ponyville, the kind-hearted yellow Pegasus pony poked her head out from her door, looking for a beloved, yet sometimes hard to deal with, bunny. She spied the little white rabbit practicing his leaping over a big mud puddle.
Oh, Angel, please do be careful, or you might...
Fluttershy softly cautioned. Splunk!
Miss. Oh my.
Oh my indeed. Angel had become distracted from an unusual sound, misaimed, and landed back feet and bottom in the wet mud. The bunny jumped back on dry land, wriggled his feet in the air trying to shake off the mud, while Fluttershy sighed. The winged mare knew what the next thing our hero was going to be, and Angel was never really agreeable to participate in this particular agenda. A few moments later, Angel took a peep from the open door. There were no signs of his devoted caretaker, so he hopped quietly inside the best he could. The bunny sniffed and saw a cucumber slice on the floor. Angel quickly nibbled, and when he was finished, he saw many other slices of the crisp vegetables along the flooring. Angel shrugged happily for his good fortune. He figured that Fluttershy's garden basket must have a hole, and he launched with enjoying the fallen snacks. When the little rabbit reached the final cucumber slice, Angel heard something behind him. The bunny turned to see Fluttershy by the closed door, giving a nervous but pleading smile.
Oh, Angel, I'm so sorry, but this was the only way to bring you in here.
Angel face-palmed his head, realizing where the delectable veggies had led him to, the washroom. The bunny saw his own little wash tub already filled with warm water and bubbles, lots of bubbles. It was bath time, just great. The flapping winged mare picked up the annoyed bunny and gently lowered him towards the tub, only to have the little rabbit stretch all four limbs over the basin.
Now, Angel, I know you can't care for bath time, but you can't walk around all muddy.
She reminded him.
Don't you want to be squeaky clean?
The bunny closed his eyes at a stern shake of his head, not budging. Fluttershy hopefully blinked and smiled.
Oh, please, Angel. You've already got mud prints on the floor. Pretty, please.
But the bunny kept his ground, or grip. The Pegasus picked up the bunny and turned him on his back, but ended up with the same results, only the flip side. She let out a small thwarted sigh.
Oh, won't you please go in the water for just a teeny bit?
Despite his caretaker's sincerity, Angel pouted his mouth and looked the other way. Fluttershy's hooves landed on the towel as he pondered for a moment and leaned over the tenacious little rabbit.
Oh, right, mister. You left me no choice.
Angel cocked his head to the side, wondering if his caretaker was going to try a humorous stare, but that thought quickly dropped when the Pegasus face hit her side of him. Then the bunny's beady black eyes widened when she raised her top wing feather over his tummy.
Choo-choo-choo-choo-choo!
Fluttershy cooed. Angel tried to remain strong, but the tickling was too much and the wiggling, grinning bunny lost his footing and plopped right into the water. Fluttershy briefly giggled as she put her right front hoof on the sponge handle.
I'm so sorry, my little angel, but doesn't it feel nice to be getting all squeaky clean?
The bothered bunny responded with blowing a soapy ball from his mouth as the winged mare scrubbed his head. He would rather be anywhere or doing anything else other than bath time. Shortly after, Fluttershy, being the caring and sweet caretaker she is, wanted to cheer the little rabbit up. She called the squeaky clean angel into the kitchen.
How's my little angel feeling?
The Pegasus politely inquired. The sulking bunny turned his head and thumped his back foot. She got her answer.
Would you feel better if I made your favorite cake?
Angel's stomping foot paused in mid-thump as she looked up at Fluttershy, who knew that she got his full attention.
Carrot cake?
She added with a smile. Angel couldn't fight the urge to keep his face pouted, and he nodded hungrily as Fluttershy laughed softly.
I've already got all the eggs from the chickens.
She said as she handed the bunny a basket.
Please just collect some carrots from the garden, and remember not to nibble, or there won't be any left for the cake, okay?
Angel's smile plummeted as he was given a chore, but he wanted a carrot cake. No, he really wanted a carrot cake. The bunny put the wee basket's handle in his mouth. The winged mare looked out the darkened window, and her sights went out onto the bunny as he casually hopped to the front door. Fluttershy called out softly.
Oh, Angel, looks like a storm is coming, so please don't dawdle. I would hate for your fur to get all muddy again.
Angel's long ears stood straight up. The thought of another bubbly bath encouraged him to take bigger leaps out of his abode and straight towards the vegetable garden. The hurried bunny reached the carrot patch in no time and began gathering the carrots. Both the thought of cake and the worry of bath time made his little paws fill the basket hastily. Just when he was about done, the little rabbit's sensitive hearing picked up on that unusual sound once more. Quickly, Angel looked over his shoulders. Moments later, Angel hopped back into the cottage and swiftly closed the entrance door. He took a deep breath while still leaning his back and front paws on the door. Once he felt a little more composed, the bunny hopped into the kitchen where his caretaker was preparing and mixing the baking ingredients. Fluttershy was a bit startled when the basket full of carrots was held up next to her. She placed a hoof on her chest.
Oh my goodness, that was fast. Thank you, Mother Angel.
The Pegasus inspected the long vegetables and was surprised that they were indeed untouched.
I can't believe you didn't take a single nibble. I'm so... Oh my.
The winged mare gasped and her mouth was agape because Angel, who she had to plead for help at least a dozen times or offer a ward to do chores, was at the sink washing the carrots and putting them on the table. Then he hopped to the bowl and held a mixing spoon. Fluttershy closed her mouth and rubbed her eyes.
You want to stir the bowl for me?
The bunny nodded enthusiastically. The Pegasus smiled, both grateful and proud at the bunny's surprise offer to help. With the two working together, it took hardly any time at all for the cake batter to be ready for baking. After Fluttershy placed the filled cake pan in the oven, she turned around again and was stunned to find Angel washing the mixing bowl and putting the leftover flour back in the pantry.
Ma, you really are a helpful busy beaver today.
She happily remarked.
Whatever's gotten into you?
The bunny closed the pantry and responded with a cheery smile. Meanwhile, while the Pegasus and Little Rabbit were enjoying each other's support and company, there were anomalous sounds coming from a jerking barrel within the cell below them. Shortly after, Fluttershy was walking through the house, softly calling for the Little Rabbit.
Angel, your cake is ready. I thought that since you've been enjoying without being so helpful, you could, help me put the frosting on the cake.
The Pegasus' search ended when she found the bunny in her bedroom, but she was marveled at as Angel was doing a narrator being asked. The amazed winged mare's pretty teal eyes could not become any wider. The little rabbit had a feather duster in his paw as he hopped back and forth, carefully dusting his caretaker's vanity bureau, who was more than ever so proud of him.
Oh my goodness, you've been so helpful and thoughtful today.
Fluttershy cheered as she scooped the bunny up.
You really are my little angel.
As he held him, Angel was a little taken back at the Louise Pegasus' action, but with feeling her warm embrace around them, the bunny smiled and hugged her back. During the hug, Angel opened her eye to glance at the bureau mirror that was beside them. He let out a little gasp and hopped out of Fluttershy's limbs.
Angel, what is it?
She asked with concern. But Fluttershy's expression went from confused to being charmed as the bunny had flipped the vanity mirror over and began dusting the backside of it. She was impressed on Angel's thorough cleaning.
Why, aren't you just one determined little dust bunny, aren't you?
She giggled. Angel looked up smiling while wiping the feather duster. Fluttershy returned the smile and nodded.
Well, don't be too long now if you want to help with the frosting. I'll wait for you in the kitchen, okay?
The bunny nodded merrily, and the winged mare hung proudly as she left him to finish his work. Angel stopped smiling and dusting once Fluttershy's singing faded. He briefly faced the reverse side of the mirror and closed his eyes while taking a big sigh of relief. Soon after, Fluttershy presented a slice of the freshly frosted treat to Angel.
Here's your carrot cake, Angel. I'm just so delighted on how responsible you've been today.
The Pegasus' soft voice went to a whisper.
I even put in a few extra carrots for you being extra good.
The bunny sniffed the sweet treat curiously and blinked at the smiling white Pegasus.
Oh, please try it, Angel. I know you don't like it when I change recipes, but I know you'll love this cake. After all, I did put a lot of love into making it for you.
With hearing these words, the bunny clapped his paws together and he was about to take a bite. That is, until he and the timid Pegasus were startled when loud thumping sounds came from behind the front door.
Who's that?
The timid winged mares stammered. Fluttershy and Angel nervously turned their sights to enter the Kai's home as the door was kicked wide open, followed by a roar of thunder from an approaching storm. Flash lightning revealed the identity of the small, silent figure that came in and slammed the door behind him. It was then that Fluttershy's expressions went from fright to bewilderment before she could even blink.
Angel!
This day had just gone from quite pleasant to downright peculiar in a matter of moments for the kind-hearted Pegasus of Ponyville. Fluttershy and Angel stood motionless while staring at the tiredly panting Angel, who was covered from tip of his ear to the tip of his tail in pickle juice. The Pegasus then shook her head in disbelief as she balanced her sights from angel to angel.
I don't understand.
Fluttershy sickly asked.
How can there be two angels?
The pickled bunny narrowed his little eyes at the angel sitting right next to Fluttershy, his Fluttershy. The two white rabbits' eyes locked onto each other as the pickled bunny flashbacks. Angel was hurriedly gathering carrots from a vegetable garden. A strange sound alerted the bunny to turn around, only to see a zucchini coming down on his head. When the bunny comes to, he finds himself in a barrel, surrounded and immersed in pickles from the neck down. Angel grimaces, wondering on how such yummy, crisp cucumbers return to these yucky, bitter things. Angel hears snickering, and when he looks up, the little rabbit is shocked to see himself peering down on him. The other Angel smirks with a wave of his paw and replaces the lid. Angel tried pushing the lid, but it was sealed with some sort of green gummy sealant. It seemed hopeless, but Angel was a very determined bunny. He took some huffs and puffs and bounced and rocked until eventually the barrel fell over. He then used his little yet powerful hind legs to kick the lid multiple times, and the cover of his pickled person began to loosen. Angel hated that imposter even more than pickles. The flashback ended, and the pickled bunny stomped over to the other one and angrily thumping his foot. The flashback ended, and the pickled bunny stomped over to the other one and angrily thumping his foot. He gestured to the front door, aka the exit. The other angel sniggered at the stalky bunny, who spits out a pickle, which only made the other angel laugh harder while paw pointing at him. The pickled angel shook his fur and ears, wetting the other angel's fur. That stopped the snickers, and the two buddies sneered while pressing their noses into each other, and soon were both rolling and tumbling at one another as he observing the distraught Pegasus covering her mouth flapped in midair. Fluttershy pleaded.
Oh no! Please don't fight.
But the winged mare's pleas went on at deafened ears as the white furry pair rumbled. When Angel had the other angel cornered, that bunny hopped straight up and the charging bunny's head met the wall. Dizzy, Angel upped his head and got his bearings from the snickers that were coming above him. The bunny looked up in shock. The other angel was sitting on the ceiling. Fluttershy was just stunned.
What? How in Crestia can a bunny do that?
The upside-down angel crept down the wall and tried jumping on top of his challenger, who manages to dodge him and grabs hold of a lock of Surly. He grins while gesturing his wriggling paw, suggesting that the other angel try and take him on. The other angel and copycats, or copy bunnies, and both begin fencing. Back and forth they clash their pretty swords till Angel pokes the other angel, making him giggly, sidetracking him, and causing him to trip by the couch. Angel's hunch was correct. The other angel had his ticklish tummy too. The standing bunny points a weapon at the fallen opponent, who puts his paws up in the air as Angel smiles triumphantly. But his victory was short-lived as the other angel grabbed the fallen couch pillow and whacked him over, causing the bunny to bump into a bird's perching mirror. Fluttershy quickly sees the perch wobbling as she flies over and catches it before it fell, as the two arguing little rabbits continue romping and pulling each other's ears and feet.
Oh, please, you two. You don't have to fight. We can work this out. If we all just try to relax and...
The winged mare had seen the dueling bunnies in the bird mirror and was quite alarmed, for it had revealed that the other angel was in reality a changeling. Being startled in revelation, Fluttershy's hooves lost their grip, and the perching mirror dropped and sat on the floor. This explained how a coyote bunny could walk on ceilings and walls, and why he looked just like her little angel. He was so prompted with flipping the vanity mirror because, unlike the queen of the changelings, reflections gave our mirrors steps in the way. More concerned than ever, the Pegasus landed on the floor away from the sad mirror and turned her attention to the crawling pair. Nervous, first time Mickey called out.
Stop biting. Please stop.
After turning the cottage inside out, the two angels tumbled into the carrot cake and both began tossing hunks of cake at one another. The anxious Pegasus suddenly became intolerant.
Please stop right now!
With Fluttershy's unexpected outburst, both angels, while still holding globs of cake, froze in place. The only movement from them was blinking of their eyes and frosting dripping from the whiskers. Fluttershy was fretful of the changeling, but stayed brave for the little angel. She took a deep breath and slowly stepped towards them. There was no way of telling the two apart, for the closest mirror broke, and the winged mirror was afraid if she left the room, the two would resume combating the daylight at one another. Fluttershy watched as both wiggled their pig noses and puffy tails in cute bunny fashion.
Oh my goodness, who's really Angel?
Both the little rabbits pointed their paws to their chest and sink. Fluttershy blinked nervously.
Okay, who is, the changeling?
This time both bunnies sternly paw pointed at each other in unison. Fluttershy sighed.
Well, it was worth a try.
The anxious Pegasus paced the room. Differing between Angel and Changeling was more problematic than anything now. They both looked exactly alike. Two little white rabbits, covered in icing from the previous cake bite. Both of their fur was quite a mess. The Pegasus paused her pacing, and her eyes briefly twittered. A mess! That was it! Fluttershy faced two angels and shook her head.
Oh dear, look at all that sticky fur. It looks like it's bath time.
The angel on the right happily nods and hops up to the wing mirror, putting his front paws up to be taken to the washroom, while the angel on the left gave a silent scoff as he turned his back on the Pegasus, crossing his paws over his chest, pouting. The obliging bunny's smile quickly drops, shocked to see Fluttershy walk past him and goes towards a sulking little rabbit. She places a hoof on his back and warmly smiles. He knows that she knows that he is the true one and only stubborn angel. Her best companion gives her a relieved smile and bounces in his happy caretaker's front limbs.
Oh my poor sweet little angel. Are you okay?
The bunny nods and briefly rubs his cheek against her pink mane. Fluttershy and Angel halt their reunion as they stare at the white-furred fraud.
You're not my angel.
Fluttershy told him in a low tone. The true angel nods with firm agreement. The phony bunny grimaced. His eyes glowed green as he stood on all four legs, the cake icing melting off of the vexed creature. A brightly light engulfs around him, and the imposter flashes to Changeling for him. The Pegasus yipped as he flew up in midair, frightened at the sudden sight of the hissing black creature's white fangs, whole-ridden legs, tired insect-like buzzing wings, and torn ears, tail, and mane. First, I focused on staying in the air so her wings would not lock to her sides from fright, so she could protect the angel. Speaking of the buddy, he slung her out after he had to recollect his breath from the sock squeeze from his hugging, startled caretaker. The changeling hovered high in the air. White pupils enviously glowered down at the little rabbit being held by Fluttershy. Gradually, the creature's orb-sized eyes seemed to be filled with hurt and anger as his sneer faded into a frown. The storm outside gave off a loud thunderclap and bright lightning which made Fluttershy close her eyes. When the timer's stammering Pegasus reopened them,
Where did he go?
the changeling was out of view. Both Fluttershy and Angel darted their heads and eyes around for any signs of the shape-shifting, love-stealing creature. Worried, Fluttershy looked to see her best companion.
Oh my angel, did you see where the, changeling went?
Still resting in the Pegasus' embrace, the bunny looked up at her and shrugged since he too had closed his eyes when the thunder and lightning were so close to their cottage home. Not that he was afraid, mind you. Lightning just barred his delicate little eyes, that's all. Another unexpected thunderbolt, and the little rabbit buried his face into Fluttershy. The winged mirror nuzzled his head and tried to give him a stirring smile.
It's okay. We'll get through this.
Angel relaxed a bit, and after he hopped out of Fluttershy's limbs, he stuck to himself, because the money shopper has him all jumpy now, like his meek caretaker. That's just peachy. Nervous as ever, Fluttershy looked around.
Okay, the door and windows are still closed, so that means the changeling is still inside the cottage. So we better start looking.
The Pegasus and Little Rabbit began to search their unusually quiet abode. Fluttershy carefully flies around the preening parrot, eyeing closely.
Remember, Angel, the changeling might be disguised as somebody else.
Angel suspiciously stared at some of the little birds and animals that stayed nearby despite the recent chaotic events. The bunny put his paw through a small hole and pulled out a mouse, shaking him vigorously, thus making the poor rolling's eyes spin. But then the little rabbit tilted his long sensitive ears. He dropped the dizzy mouse and followed the low sounds till he reached a small dark form under a chair. Angel hopped by the wooden furniture and waited for Fluttershy's attention and gestured to it. Fluttershy flew in closer.
Oh, be careful, my little angel.
Angel kicked the chair away. The smoky brave bunny went into a fighting stance, ready for another go at the bunny swapper. But what Angel found made his little tense body relax and unswitched his paws. The changeling remained in his true form, while hunched over with his front eyes covering his tightened eyelids. The changeling was crying. Fluttershy slowly glided back to the floor, and was even more surprised at this than Angel. With the main six's previous encounter with the menacing creatures, she never would have expected to see a changeling so expressive, netless sobbing. The winged mare quickly realized that this particular changeling was small and had short limbs. He was only a juvenile, maybe no older than the Chimera Crusaders. Being lesser and weaker, he must have been deserted by a changeling swarm, and the brave young creature was trying to find haven and food. Fluttershy and Angel shared salvo glimpses. Regardless of what he was and what he had done, the element of kindness could not ignore this little changeling's troubles. Surprisingly, neither could Angel, despite on being stubbed into a yucky pickle barrel. I'm sorry, but I can't resist Pinkie Pie. Let's see. Chimichurri pickle barrel, kumquat. And I think a bunch of rhymes for beans. Seriously. This had to be done on purpose. The pickle barrel reference, really. Pickle barrel. Back to the story. The little rabbit sat down by the leaping creature and patted his curved dark horn. The sniffling changeling blinked in surprise at the consoling bunny and then up towards the yellow Pegasus. Fluttershy cautiously approached. She wanted to comfort the young creature, but wavered once she got close enough to get a good view of his little sharp teeth. The frightened Pegasus reminded herself.
Remember, Fluttershy, he may be a kid, but he is a changeling. Their prime goal is to pretend to be someone you care about and consume your love for them, making the changeling stronger and you weaker.
As the winged mare hesitated, Angel glanced at the crying creature and then at his caretaker. Fluttershy looked back at the little changeling, who kept his big glowing eyes on her.
But still, he looks so sad.
She thought. She put on a small smile and cleared her throat.
Hello, little changeling. I'm Fluttershy, and that's Angel. Do you have a name?
The young creature responded by lowering his ratty ears. Fluttershy blinked in solemn surprise.
Oh, my. You don't have a name, do you?
The dejected changeling sunk his head, and his ears dropped even more so.
Is that why you're crying?
The Pegasus softly inquired.
Or is it the storm that is making you upset?
He heavily shook his head while his mouth quivered. Although the creature disliked rain because drenched skies made changelings' wings clamped together, making it impossible for flying, that also wasn't the reason for his tears. Fluttershy recollected before the true Angel exposed the changeling's real identity. To once she thought he was Angel and how he was at his best behavior, and how genuinely happy she was. The little changeling had to be very hungry with being forsaken for some time, yet the Pegasus didn't feel weak at all. Fluttershy gave herself a quick once-over.
But I feel fine.
She wondered.
So that means the Changeling didn't beat off my love for Angel. But why didn't he?
It was then that Fluttershy's teal's eyes widened when sort of vivid memories flashed to her. When she and the betrayed angel were hugging and she was praising him.
You really are my little angel.
And to when the changeling was exposed and she seemed to disparage him.
You're not my angel.
Pegasus's face became filled with regret and empathy. She knew what the orphaned young creature truly wanted and needed. Despite Angel's apologetic and sympathetic attempts, the little changeling was covering his face again, still sobbing. He felt a soft flame gently spread over the back of his hard navy shell. The young creature blinked quickly a few times in the realization that she was sitting up beside him, caressing him. Fluttershy's kind instinct won over. Her heart told her that she had absolutely nothing to fear.
Shh, it's okay.
She softly assured.
No need to cry. I'm here now.
The little changeling rubbed his watery, light blue eyes, gazing up like a carrying winged mare. His mouth quivered a bit till a droning yet childish tone came forth. But, he sniffed, not your little angel.
No, you're not.
Pegasus softly agreed. The young creature sadly bowed his head, while Fluttershy lifted it up and wiped the tears from his smooth cheeks with the tip of her long mane. She gave him a sweet smile after she noticed his two paired wings.
Wait, you're my little dragonfly.
The changeling cocked his head and wagged ears at those words. Dragonfly? He soundly asked by pointing to his chest. Quietly, Fluttershy nodded with a smile. She accepted the little changeling for who he really was, not for some pony he really wasn't. He called him by a name of all his own. Dragonfly quickly fluttered while pointing a hoof towards the kind Pegasus. Mothershy? Fluttershy blinked quickly at what he just said out loud.
Wait, did you just call me?
The fluttering little changeling nodded hopefully. Fluttershy was taken aback at the adorable endearment, but was also quite touched and honored. After blinking a few tears away, she smiled warmly and nodded. Dragonfly merrily performed a mid-air somersault in place, impressing the Pegasus with his flying, and he flew into her open front lips, snuggling between her embrace. My Mothershy! Dragonfly cheered gleefully.
Oh, yes, your Mothershy.
The winged mare cooed. As the sweet scene of the Pegasus cuddling and nuzzling heads with the newly adopted family member commenced, a simmering green aurora surrounded Dragonfly for a moment, and the only one who could notice it was Angel. The boy then took a second look and rubbed his blinking small eyes. He wondered why the transparent gaps in the changeling's legs were gone, and his ears, mane, and tail were no longer torn. But the little rabbit shrugged those thoughts off with loss of interest, because his empty tummy was protesting. Angel began to hop toward the kitchen until the familiar, soft-spoken voice halted his jumping.
Oh, Angel, I wasn't joking about bath time.
The winged mare spotted a bit of icing behind the dragonfly's ear and giggled.
That includes you too, mister.
The little changeling nodded favorably, knowing his Mothershy would try him afterwards, while the little rabbit quickly moped and with droopy ears in displeasure. Just super. More bubbles, twice in one day. Angel crossed his paws over his chest. He began to think that he was right off in the pickle barrel. After going through another whole bothersome, squeaky clean ordeal, Angel hopped into the parlor and regroomed his white fur so it wasn't so fluffy looking. Fluttershy always touted his fur extra poofy. A boy had his pride after all. The little rabbit halted with the neatening of his fur when a black glare buzzed past him multiple times to got his attention. It was Dragonfly, briskly occupied with tying up the kites from the tussle he and Angel had fielded before. Angel's head went left to right, up and down as well. He was happy on the speediness of the changeling and he grinned, thinking that with having this species be around, tours would be much less frequent. It was then Fluttershy glided by the observing bunny and gave him a pleased and happy glance while also trying to keep her view on the fast fluttering creature.
I'm so proud of my little angel for forgiving Dragonfly. He really was only doing what changelings do, you know. But now we can show him the right things to do. It seems that he's a fast learner.
The pair watched Dragonfly holding a dustpan in his front hooves while using his tail to sweep the pieces of the broken printing mirror. Fluttershy smiled.
Well, it's so nice when every pony takes responsibility for their mistakes. Isn't it, Angel?
Angel did a double take and looked up at the smiling caretaker as she blinked sweetly. He knew what she was sweetly implying. The bunny narrowed his eyes with a sigh, and since he sort of assisted with half the mess, he cracked his front paws and began a long task of getting everything straightened.
That's a good Angel Bunny.
Giggled the proud Pegasus. After the cottage was neat and proper again, Fluttershy rewarded the little housekeepers with a new and unsmashed carrot cake. Dragonfly offered Fluttershy a slice, and when he served Angel his share, the hungry little rabbit greedily wolfed it down. This made the little changeling's orb blue eyes seem even wider and brighter as he fluttered backwards next to the winged mare, who giggled at the young creature's surprised reactions to Angel's feeding frenzy.
Don't worry, you'll get used to him,
She assured. Dragonfly's soft expression relaxed, and he nuzzled his head to his mother's side. Later that evening, Fluttershy was tucking Dragonfly in bed. As she done so, she smiled at an idea once she noted earlier when a little changeling was conversing with a visiting hummingbird through vibrant windplay. Now because his hums are a pleasant little lullaby, and with hearing the verse and the rain lightly hitting the rooftop, Dragonfly's face began to overcome with sleep. Meanwhile, a pair of long white ears peered their way by an open bedroom door. Fluttershy finished her soft song and leaned over the sleeping changeling.
Sweet dreams, little one,
She whispered. The Pegasus kissed the top of Dragonfly's head, and when she headed for the open door, he sleepily smiled. When Fluttershy came out of the room, she spotted Angel, casually leaning his back on the wall over his paws crossed. The winged mare gave the whatever-faced bunny a smile. She knew her little companion so well.
It's okay.
She softly reminded.
You know I'll always care for you.
She then gestured her eyes to the slumbering little changeling.
And I know you care for him too.
Fluttershy kissed the squinting bunny's cheek, and giving the bedroom another glance, she put a hoof up next to her mouth.
Shh, Dragonfly's sleeping. Come on, Angel, let's get into your comfy little basket.
The Pegasus headed downstairs, and Angel was about to follow suit, but he paused. The boy quietly crept into the bedroom and hopped on the bed. He looked over at Dragonfly, nestling his face into the pillow. Angel couldn't help but give a reluctant smile as he patted the little Susan creature's horn once more. Angel figured that Dragonfly wasn't so bad, and very oddly enough, he seemed almost as cute as a bunny. Almost. Dragonfly had sifted on his tummy, so the bunny went to refix the blanket, but he paused to still holding the cover in his paws, when a mystic green aura appeared around Changeling again. The amazed bunny watched Dragonfly's frayed wings evolve into flawless iridescent appearance as its namesake. Then the aura glittered away as quickly as it appeared. The pawing little rabbit rubbed his chin. He figured that if a changeling is given love by some pony, or some bunny directly, it nurses them wholly, and it doesn't weaken you because your love is given willingly, not stolen by falsity. But instantly reflected to himself, he was just a bunny. What does he know? Angel picked up the blanket again and placed it over Dragonfly. He turned around to hop off the bed. When the resting little changeling yawned, he stretched and grabbed the caught-off guard bunny in a lock hug, and not even Angel could escape. Being a changeling's teddy bear was not what Angel had in mind. The pouting, tired bunny rolled his eyes, but gave a resigned sigh, followed by a tiny yawn. A few moments later, Fluttershy was flying upstairs.
Oh dear,
She whispered.
I seem to have forgotten to close the bedroom door. I hope that no bunny went in and disturbed Dragonfly.
She reached the bedroom and peeked behind its door to smile at the cuddly pair. Both were contentedly sound asleep. Fluttershy lightly laughed and whispered,
Sleep tight, my little angels.
and the kind-hearted Pegasus ponyville slightly pulled in the door, till the latch quietly clasped in place. Finale. I give this story 5 out of 5 stars. This story is so good, it ought to be an episode. Seriously, this should be the best season 3 episode ever. And come on, imagine how where you could go from here. Like, this could easily be. Just imagine Chrysalis versus Dragonfly. Dragonfly defending Ponyville from the legions of evil changelings. Doesn't that sound epic? Well, anyway, I doubt that Hasbro or the Hub or whoever's in charge of My Little Pony is gonna do this. Like, I'm pretty sure they have changelings as being evil in canon, but seriously, this is beautiful, and well, this is gonna be amazing if they had an episode where there's a changeling that turns good in the actual show. Well, I love this story a lot. I really think that Good Nilfa is a genius. And once again, thank you Otis Cat 123 for helping me with this. Your voice is excellent. Well, that's it then. This is Matthias 123 signing off.